run through these two real quick here. Small Alabama city police force put on leave after grand jury finds rampant corruption. A small Alabama city placed its entire police force on administrative leave a day after a grand jury recommended the department be disbanded, saying it has operated as more of a criminal enterprise than a law enforcement agency. Hanceville Mayor Jim Sawyer said Thursday in a statement that the Cullman County Sheriff's Department will temporarily take over law enforcement duties as city officials mull the next steps. Cullman County District Attorney Champ Crocker announced Wednesday that the grand jury had indicted the Hanceville police chief and 4 of his officers who are accused of mishandling or removing materials from the department's evidence room. They have been charged with a variety of offenses, including misuse of state criminal databases and distribution of controlled substances to each other, according to indictments. Citing what it called a rampant culture of corruption, the grand jury recommended that the department be immediately abolished. It is disturbing on many levels, Crocker said Thursday by phone. He said there have been unfettered access to evidence room, but declined to discuss specifics of the allegations. So basically, they're saying that these people, this whole police force, is basically operated as a criminal enterprise. They're selling drugs to each other, probably selling drugs in the community. You know what I mean? If you're doing that right there, imagine how you're treating the people in the community. I wonder what their community is based on. You know, who makes up their community. You know, what color people. I'm sure they small town like that, probably a lot more people who look like them, which is probably Caucasians. You know, and so they're getting to operate willy-nilly however they want to. That makes perfect sense for them. They don't have to really do anything. This is why you get a lot of under policing in places like this, because they're all buddy in that neighborhood right there. And you know, these guys are in they got pictures of these guys in the evidence room, stealing evidence from it. You know, whatever they find on you, it's going to be back out in the streets tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they'd be like, hey man, and like, put black dynamite. I'll sell drugs in the community. As it may. It's not funny, it's sad, because you know these people that's what happens. Sometimes power corrupts people, and it is what it is. You know, if you're a police officer, you're making maybe $120,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? To you, that's good money. But then you run into a drug dealer. He's been on the corner for 4 hours. He just made like 8 bands. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, bro, he didn't have to do nothing but just stand there. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the money you bring in. Think about it, you bust somebody. I know they just had a bust. I think it was somewhere in the South. They just found like it was $31 million of meth.
Hey, was it the one? There was a dude. I saw a dude driving a truck. You know what I'm saying? They found him like $1 million in cash. I don't know if I was like might have been a Latino dude, but he had $1 million in cash.
It was a brother.
It did a whole bunch of like either weed or something else.
He had weed. He had cocaine. He had fentanyl. All this. Anyways, they caught him because you know they just fucking like they like to mess with black people. He was just sitting there playing on his phone in traffic, and the cops like, you can't play on your phone while you're driving. He's like, oh my bad. He just got he got lazy. And so, they went to the truck and found the drugs. Shoot, they just found $31 million worth of meth on someone else just driving. Or no, they found it at a drug stash house.
Yeah, that's too bad, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, this police force right here is speaking volumes. They got rid of the sheriff. They got rid of the officers. They basically disbanded the whole. Imagine your town. They said, okay, all
border
your
agents.
Police force is done. Go ahead.
It was U.S. Customs Border Protection seized $31 million worth of methamphetamines, and now that's not the one from today. It was found in peppers, but that's 2004. I just saw it. When I find it again, folks, I'll bring it on the next episode. It was crazy, but they showed the cops behind the meth like.
I mean, that's a huge bust, man.
That's a lot of meth.
That's a big bust. I wonder if these guys probably. I mean, there's a picture of the dude just rummaging through the stuff in the room, like I'm looking for whatever he needed for the day. He was gonna go to the room and go get it off. You know what I'm saying, dude? Imagine that. You could just go bust people, knowing, okay, I know they got pounds over here. I know y'all got some keys over here. I can go and bust you, and know I can put it back out on the street tomorrow. Think about it. I'm gonna bust you.
If you working for somebody, right? Yeah. Have you ever watched the show The Shield? Yeah, that used to be my show until I got woke to my surroundings. But anyways, you know what I'm saying, what he was doing, he was robbing, he was letting them sell drugs in Farmington, but he was controlling it. He was like, I get a cut, whatever, what you want. And my favorite episode is season 2, because homeboy tried to double up on the shipment, and the guy sold him bad coke. So what they did, they drove to Mexico to go run up on dude that sold him bad coke, but they got their guns. He's like, go get us some guns. Dude, his partner got robbed for their fucking their badges. So he's like, I ain't got no guns. So he's like, well, he's about to leave. So what they do, they run up on them, take the guns off their waist, put the drug dealer in the back, or the drug lord in the back of the trunk, take him somewhere, put a tire over him, pour gasoline on it. They'd be like, yo, I need my money. You're going to pay me back for my drugs, my coke, and you're going to pay me extra for messing up my day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, they go back and they take him somewhere and they get the drugs back. But they get the money back for it, right? Then they're like, you know what? No, we ain't giving him up. He got a warrant in America. Threw him back in the trunk, filled him up with roofies, and it took him back. I mean, that's the stuff they're doing.
The corruption is what you're getting at right here. The corruption of the whole thing is why we just talked about the Shield. We put a whole episode of the Shield. We could have made the episode of the Shield right there with that right there. I like that right there.
That was a good show.
But it's telling you about how rampant corruption really works in the system. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, these guys had. I mean, that's why we have to really be harder on police officers than anyone else because of the amount of power and the responsibility that we bestow upon them. Yeah. You know, it's just like why we should be harder on our president, why we should expect more from them because they're blessed with immense power. You know what I mean? So with that power comes that responsibility comes with that, you know? So
you're acting like he's going to be cool like Spider-Man. Our president or the America's president's flexing his power. They're putting up new articles they were like, oh, he could take over the DC police. And I was like, well, why are you telling him that? Stop giving him information.
He's already trying to. He's actually already put in for a thing that he wants to do that. He's out of control. Let me knock this out.